So for this next portion, we are going to construct the drawers. And if we look closely, we can see that they're actually a dovetail. And fortunately, we have a detail here. Now, because this is not laid out in a 2D format where we could trace over it, we're just going to have to try to build this. But some things that I do see here is we have some equal pieces at 1 13/16, and it appears that that is centered. I've looked at this, and the material is 3/8 inch, and the material thickness is consistent on the bottom, so we know that's 3/8 also. But if you look very carefully, we also have an area here that is in detail, and that is the dovetail joint itself, which is at 46 degrees. And if you notice very carefully, the drawing here says that 9/16 is where this starts, and that's going to be below this area here. So it's going to be a little tricky, but I think there's easily enough information for us to work. And then again, we have the cut list, which shows us the size of the material here. So look at the drawer cases, and we'd be looking at right here the tops and the bottoms. So this is what we're working on here. So as you begin, let's get ourselves in a view in AutoCAD that we can work with. So we will go ahead to the top view, and then what we'll want to do is turn the current table off in a layer. So we have not created a layer for this. Let's go ahead and create a layer, and we will go ahead and type in for the new layer desk, and then let's go ahead and just put it off and turn it off right here. Then close that off, and let's just go ahead and select the object, right click onto it, and go to Quick Properties, and by layer here, select desk, and it should turn off, and then hit Escape key. So then while we're at that layer here, let's go ahead and make a new layer, and we'll call this one Drawer. And we will select the Set Current, and so now we're going to be working in the layer for the drawer. And so the first thing that we'll do is try to replicate the PDF file. And I'm going to be using this detail here. So what I'm going to do is I have the overall dimensions from the top view, and I'm going to just build a rectangle that's 9 3/4 by 9 3/4 from the depth to the width. So let's go ahead and do that. Now I'm actually going to go to the home, we'll select the rectangle tool, and we'll start at 0, 0, press enter, and then we will type in 9.75, 9.75, and press enter. Now we're going to want to explode this, and the reason being is that we're going to need to manipulate this. So type in explode, and that will go ahead and create 4 separate pieces here. So I have 4 separate pieces, and then we are ready to begin constructing the smaller boxes. And what I'm going to do is build this shape here that is 1 13/16 by 3/8 of an inch, or 0.375. So it may seem a little odd at first, but it'll actually be a fast way to do it. So let's go to the rectangle tool, and we will go ahead and build a rectangle, 0, 0, enter, and then on the X we'll type in 1.8125, comma, 0.375 for 3/8. Press enter. Now what we're going to do is move this to the center. So I'll type in M for move, select the object, and then move this to the center here. Now if that didn't work for you, you want to make sure that your settings here, that you have your midpoint selected. Without that, it won't work. And then of course let's make sure that your polar tracking is also selected while we're here. And then what we'll do is simply, we can copy this. Control C, copy the object, and then we'll paste it as needed. Control V, M, Control C, Control V, type an M for move. All right, so now I have these things, these pieces, and I can probably just make sure that this is accurate here. So it's 1.8125, which is 1 13/16. You're going to want to check this, and then 0.375. So if we look at the PDF file, sure enough, that's right. And we're not going to worry about the ends right now because that's just going to fill itself in here.